Let's start off with you telling us about you and how you got into fitness.
In 2007, 2008, I was just getting out of college, moving back to the city, kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to do.
Is the city here?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Just trying to figure out what I wanted to pursue professionally. Had a real estate license and came back to the city from Boulder and was interested in development, but it wasn't really my passion. It was kind of the way I was pushed. Got some jobs in commercial real estate, in mixed-use development, and actually found a nice niche for myself working for a small home builder in Platt Park in Denver.
Yeah.
And really it was going great. And at the same time, I'd kind of taken charge of my health after college and was trying to lose some weight, get back in shape, and one of my really close friends kind of took me under his wing and was doing some outdoor fitness programming and told me to come out, one of my childhood friends. So I did, got more and more involved with what he was doing, and before I knew it, I was helping him kind of run that programming a couple days a week, and I was able to run classes when he and our other business partner Kyle were able to make it, and really just had a passion for it that I never really knew what existed for me, you know. So after about 2 years of doing it for free, 5-6 hours a week, Alex came to me and said, we're opening a space, and I'd love for you to be a part of it if you can do it. And I had about a year's worth of money to live on, and I quit my great job and jumped in, and we opened this space. So 2013 is when we actually opened our location here. But we started running stuff in 2009, 2010. Outdoor programming, Park. Any place we could rent space. We ran a lot of classes over at City Hall on 12th and Broadway, the big events venue. And so we just kind of bounced around and didn't have a home, and then stumbled upon this space, and it's been our home for 3.5 years.
It's a great location. It's a great space. So you guys got started, and what was your vision for fitness in the city when you guys started?
Well, I'll tell you that our vision was a lot bigger than this space. That was definitely a challenge initially. We were looking for space probably twice, if not even bigger than that.
Why?
To have a little bit more space to move, a longer track to maybe sprint, that kind of stuff. But we came here and it was just kind of serendipitous. We were looking at another space over on South Broadway. It was a great location, and we were very close to signing a lease there, and the tenant finish was just going to be too expensive for what it was worth getting off the ground. And one of our business partners knew a teacher that taught here when they had been open 3 or 4 months here at the river. And so we came over here to have lunch and then dropped in on the space, and the GM at the time said, well, we have this space in the back. It may not be exactly what you're looking for, but at least take a look. And we came back and the first thing we all said was, no, it's way too small, And but we kept it in the back of our minds and spent a couple more weeks looking around, and then really fell in love with the river community first. They've really cultivated a community of acceptance. All bodies are welcome in this space, and just a really strong, positive vibe over there. And so we fell in love with that and thought we could find our own niche back here, and here we are.
So back to when you go back to your vision for what it was as far as needing more space, but why did you guys want to have a storefront? What did you guys want? What kind of training did you want to deliver?
What we wanted more than anything was to get out of the cold. To be quite honest, the winters were
4 months, 4 seasons.
The winters were really challenging, and we wanted a space that we could call our own and do the things we wanted. functional kettlebell training, high intensity circuit training. And our vision as the years have gone on has morphed to a certain extent. Mm-hmm. But no matter what the workout is, the feel is always the same.
Why that type of training?
I think it makes fitness and wellness available for every person. You can come into any one of our classes and it could be your first day off the couch. You could be coming off injury. You could be 18 years old, just graduated high school. You could be 55 trying to get back into physical fitness and get back into shape. And there's really a place for everyone in here. So
in every class. So your classes aren't segregated.
They're not segregated or tiered. We definitely encourage people to level up and work a little harder. And there's classes that are more conducive to certain body types, but we really encourage people to try every class we offer and see kind of what fits for them.
Good job, Nick. Good job, Nick.
Well, I mean, it can be intimidating to come into a gym, any gym, and you come in here and there isn't the standard gym equipment that you're used to seeing when you come into a gym. You expect to see the universal machines and the weights, and the barbells and the benches and all that stuff. So when I would come in here, I could be intimidated by that because I don't know where to start or what it's going to be. So
you're not the only one.
Yeah, how do you help someone get over that?
I think the first interface we have with people as they walk in the door is the most important. We greet people, always introduce ourselves personally, try and come from behind the desk and meet someone. Give them a tour of the space because the space can be a bit confusing, just being connected to the river and sharing the locker room space.
Right.
Really kind of tell them a little bit about ourselves and check in on if they have injury concerns, like you're dealing with a knee injury, that's something we're going to want to know before we get into any type of workout. And make sure that they know that whatever they need to maximize their workout, modification-wise or leveling up in intensity, that we're here to provide that, and please share that with us. We're not really an in-your-face, scream at you type of place.
Right.
The music will be loud. May not hear you, but we definitely encourage people to let us know where they're at so that we can accommodate and give them the best experience that they can have.
Well, what's it for a typical person who chooses to work out here?
Sure.
What's that experience like? How often are they here? Or is it always classes?
So we offer Monday through Thursday. We have a 6 a.m., a noon, a 4, 5, 6, and 7 p.m.
Okay.
Tuesday, Thursday, we offer a new class at 9:30, a Butts and Gus class that has childcare available also.
Really?
Yeah. So that's a new offering that we've just put on the schedule over the last couple of months. And that's starting to grow and build, and the word's just kind of getting out, and that's been really advantageous for us and some of the people that are part of our community that just can't make it in any other time slot or to a space that offers that childcare. So that's been amazing. The weekends we have 8:30 and a 9:30 on Saturday and a 9:30 and a 10:30 on Sunday. So a little bit more abbreviated schedule on the weekends, but we really encourage people to use their day rather than be at the gym. So we get them in, get them feeling good, sweating, and get them back out the door.
But it's always group classes.
Always group classes. We offer personal and small group training as well.
Okay.
But group classes and group training is the basis of what we do.
So what's the advantage or disadvantage? You tell me. Working with you guys in class forms, small personal training or group class, versus just me walking into a gym and doing my own circuit.
When was the last time you walked into a gym and did your own circuit after going to a group class? Turn that back on.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, I'm looking to see is it going to be a better experience for me?
So I'll give you an example. So we do quite a bit of business over at the DAC. We have a couple of partners that we meet there on a fairly regular basis. And this is not to say anything poorly on the DAC. One day before one of our meetings, we went over just to lift, and Eric, myself and my business partner Eric went in the weight room, and it was the strangest experience because it's quiet. It's like a ghost town. The energy's low, and it's the energy that encompasses that space, but it's so different from what we offer here and other small boutique fitness studios offer around town. The energy, the high fives, the smiling faces, the community you're able to build, familiar faces. It's like Cheers without the beers.
Oh, maybe we should add some beers.
No, we're not opposed to it. Come back tonight, we'll have some beers, actually, as luck would have it.
So, like, I think for people in general, I mean, from my own experience, it's hard to stay motivated.
Sure.
And for me to answer your question, going and doing it on my own is even harder. It's a lot easier to talk myself out of working out.
Of course.
When I'm the only one who's going to notice.
Of course.
Or be held accountable, or quite frankly, just not inspired.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like,
Definitely.
that machine just doesn't call my name today.
Yeah.
So for me, it is more about getting in there and having that community peer pressure,
For sure. And one thing we've really found is and myself, Eric, the trainers can't take credit for this, but we've really seen so many super strong friendships build in this space. And I'd way rather show up to a class and know that 5 or 6 of my closest friends are going to be in that class than go to 24-hour fitness and jump in a class where I may not know anyone, or just lift on my own with my headphones in and have my own experience. So,
well, you touch on that. It's one of the things I've heard about fitness in cities. Is it really has a strong community sense to it.
Definitely.
Why do you think that is?
I think from the start, that's what it was about. When this movement started in the parks, it was literally 10 of our friends. It was our friends from childhood, and our friends, our professional acquaintances and connections that were showing up, and that feel has never really gone away. And of course, over the years, we've been here 3.5 years, there's been a ton of turnover, but I think the feel of the space is still very much the same, and it's paramount when we're dealing with new people that come back, and we hear quite often people that haven't been in quite a while, when they come back, it's like they never left.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And I just want to go back a little bit. Sure. So if I were to come here and be working out, how often would I be here?
So we have people that come twice a day, 3-4 days a week.
Really?
We have people that are, two-day a weekers. We have some people that can just make it on the weekends. So it really varies, member to member. There are some people that can tend to overdo it. We try and scale them back a little bit because it's really not sustainable to be in here 5, 6, 7 times a week and really stay healthy. So
really, why do you say that?
Because you need to build in that recovery. You need the sleep. You need the mobility work. You need the stabilization. You need to be eating properly to reach your goals. And I think that's tough for a lot of people.
Yeah,
definitely.
So is it when they come here, do you just work on workouts and exercise, or do you address some of those other things with people?
So we do. We actually just wrapped up last weekend a 7-week wellness series where we started off with bodyfattest.com. They brought their truck down and we did hydrostatic weighing for anyone that was interested. We had about 30 people sign up. In the subsequent weeks, we had some nutrition workshops, some mobility workshops, just kind of some mindset stuff. And then we did a big workout at Red Rocks a couple weekends ago with Sound Off Experience.
I might have seen it. I've seen it.
They're up there quite a bit. So Philip and James are good buddies of ours, and we've worked with them pretty closely over the past couple of years. We were actually one of the first, I think the first studio that did fitness-related activities with them outside of yoga. So we hosted.
I've done their yoga.
Of course. So we hosted a workout up at Red Rocks a couple weeks ago, just to kind of celebrate everyone that had been part of the challenge. Yeah. And then we wrapped up last week with post-testing on the body fat.
So did you give them guidance on proper nutrition and all?
We did. We did. Tara and Natalie led a virtual grocery store tour, where they went in and kind of went through, and then we brought that information back and then ran a seminar on how to meal prep. And then a couple weeks later, we had a seminar about macronutrients. What is a macronutrient? how should you time and structure your macros and calories throughout the day to maximize your workouts and to reach the goals that you're trying to pursue. Because we're all in here with a goal.
Mm-hmm.
But if we don't state it and we don't build from a place, then we don't really know where we're at.
What would be a more typical goal for someone here? Is it to become, like a power lifter, or is it to be able to do the best yoga, hold your pose in yoga the longest? What kind of body type or goals are you trying to achieve in fitness you deliver here?
I think the goals that the majority of our members have is generally weight loss.
Okay.
And then I think the byproduct of those goals on the back end are energy levels,
Increasing it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how you feel,
Yeah.
increasing mobility, just what I find people here say a lot is, I can't believe how much more energy I have when I made the shifts in the nutrition, or when I made it into the classes as you structured them and as
Okay.
often as I should do it,
Thank you for letting us come in here today.
Of course, it was a pleasure having you guys in.
No, it was really nice to talk to you. Thanks.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks. Thanks, man.
Sorry about it.
It's all good. Don't worry about
I
it.
should have cut that one.
All right, you guys can be loud again. Sorry.